Hello everyone, welcome to Added Trade. Today we're going to be seeing the Nifty and Bank Nifty levels for tomorrow Wednesday, that is 17th August. This is the daily chart of Bank Nifty that I've opened. See, yesterday we did see that this level is something that we'll have to be careful in Bank Nifty, that is around 39,400, because previously we got some sell off here, and that this level can act as a pressure point and we might see some selling, and exactly the selling came and we had a nice dip. Now if I just shift to the 15-minute chart, there was a nice dip. Say from the day's high we slipped about 300 points. If somebody could capture it, it was well and good, but we were not able to take the trade because one thing is there was no any kind of a bearish chart pattern. See, we knew we might take some resistance over here, right? But we need some kind of a chart pattern or something like a double top or any resistance with the CPR or resistance with any of the EMAs to short. There was nothing of that sort. So we were just waiting, and another view was when kind of this gap up, we gapped up right at 39,210. Sorry. So once we came into this gap, had a view we might fill this gap, even that didn't completely fulfill, and we bounced from 39,100. So as expected, some correction did come, but it was not very easily tradable. Now we'll see the levels for tomorrow. I'm just going to our 15-minute chart. Now since at the top we have taken resistance from this level, that is 39,430. Sorry. Sorry about that. I've put this red zone as the resistance, and a good support for tomorrow would be a 39,100. Now see, though the Bank Nifty fell, right, there was some scalping opportunity. Now if I put on the CPR and just shift to a 5-minute chart for just looking at the possible trades we could have taken today, the best trade was this. We kind of missed it when this R2 of CPR broke. We could have traded at least until R1, and once we came into today's gap, right, the gap up, probably we could have even had a view that it will touch 39,087, but it didn't. Usually when it comes to the gap, we do fill the gap, but the buyers came in much before that. Now the trading possibility for tomorrow, how we can take a trade tomorrow is, see, as of now the US futures is up. It's about, all this time it was in minus, but right now I think the US market is about to open in about 10-15 minutes. So some recovery has come, and SGX Nifty is showing a gap up of 4 points. This might change over the night, but as of now it's looking like a pretty flat opening. And if you just look at the FII buy value even today, even on this nice red day, they have bought for 1,300 crores. So definitely we cannot conclude that this is the top and Bank Nifty cannot make another top. It does look like we could go even higher than 39,400. So, but what is our plan, right? That's what we're going to discuss, how we are going to trade tomorrow. So this is the tomorrow CPR that I've added, and you can backtest and see whenever we have a CPR where the previous day low and the S1 is pretty close, and the previous day high and R1, the distance between them is pretty close, we will most likely have a trending day, and the CPR is also slightly narrow CPR, so most likely we'll have a nice trending day. So where are the points where we can buy or sell is, see, in the morning if we get a flat opening based on, see, this will drastically change overnight because the US market is not yet open. So we'll have to wait and see how it will be in the morning, whether we are going to get a huge gap up or a flat opening. But wherever we open, right, if we get a flat opening and say in the morning tomorrow, as soon as we open, we come closer to 39,100 and take a good support here. Good support meaning a price action like this where all wicks are being formed at either this previous day low 39,120 or the S1 at around 39,090. We can definitely buy here depending on the price action, with first target as the CPR and the second target is 39,440. And yeah, if this breaks, the next major resistance will come in at 39,500. That is one place where we can buy. If we get a flat opening and we get a gap up, not a very huge gap up. Now say we gap up somewhere around 39,350 between the CPR and R1, right? We will look for a selling opportunity over here. Probably we might kind of form a double top, and if we take resistance at this level 39,400 for a short intraday dip, we might think of selling with CPR as the target and the previous day low as the target. Now, one place where we might not again trade tomorrow is if in case we get a very huge gap up. Now, say we are seeing a good resistance at 39,400, right? Now, say we again gap up like today, somewhere close to the R2 of CPR, 39,500. Say the gap up is more than 200, 300 points, then definitely we won't look for a trade. And that's another thing. In the morning itself, we were kind of very skeptical because we got a nice gap up, and after that, the sell-off came, but we were not able to take a trade. So the same thing, if we get a huge gap up, it's just best to stay out of a trade and always do some back testing and see. Whenever we get a flat opening, right, like say within 100 or 200 points gap up or gap down, that's when we see a nice move. It'll be good for buying options or selling whatever, buying futures. Whenever we get this huge gap up, that's when not every time we'll get a nice move on the upside or downside. So we'll have to be careful with the gap up. And since some sign of profit booking is there, so probably even if tomorrow we get a huge gap up, again some kind of a intraday sell-off might come. So we'll have to be careful. But say we get a flat opening, a small gap up, and this level breaks with a strong bullish candle, right? Definitely we can go along with first level as 39,500 as the target, and then 39,590 R2 of CPR as the target. So these are the levels and our plan for Banknifty tomorrow. Because of this narrow CPR and the previous day low S1, the distance between the previous day high R1 is less. I'm kind of expecting a trending move either from this level all the way until here, or if we get a gap up from this level all the way until here. Or one way move is expected tomorrow. Let's just wait and see what happens. Now just in case we slip further, right? Now say this level breaks for some reason. If this level breaks, then the next support we can probably see is at 38,950, and on the upper side there'll be some resistance over here for sure, that is 39,500 in case we come up. Now let's just look at Nifty. Let's start with Nifty daily chart. See, Nifty, we had a view that this resistance line is pretty important, this trend line, and I didn't expect such a huge gap up in Nifty, but it ended up happening and we have broken above this trend line and we have sustained. Though Banknifty made a red candle like a red doji, but Nifty has given a nice bullish candle. We'll see the intraday levels in our 15-minute chart, but if this continues, right, well and good. Tomorrow, if this today's high doesn't break, that is 17,840, tomorrow if this level doesn't break, there's a good chance we might come to retest this trend line and then go up. So that dip, we might get a dip until 17,700, even that is possible. Now just looking at the intraday levels on the 15-minute chart. It's pretty clear cut. Nifty was in a pretty narrow range today between 17,835 until 17,780. See, if this level breaks, right, that is 17,070 or 17,780, probably we can fill this gap at 17,720. And if we break this, we might come all the way until 17,860, and the next target is 17,900. And what are these levels? Are nothing but based on the previous sure why that chart stuck. Let's see, this is an hourly chart of Nifty just to show what are the other points. See, these are the levels that I've marked where possibly we can take resistance again. In case we come up, there's a small gap here, even probably Nifty coming up to fill this gap is possible between, it's a 26-point gap, but any gap that is there once filled will act as resistance, so this is something to watch out for. And obviously this is the all-time level of all-time is around 18,300. so these levels as shown on this intraday chart is a place where Nifty can take some good resistance on the upper side. See, if you see the price action, right, we have stayed within this range, right? So whenever we have like this kind of an eyeline gap, so the next day trading will be a pretty easy in the sense the levels will be, if this breaks we will go long, if this breaks we will go short with either of the targets that is marked. So this is what we have for Nifty and Bank Nifty for tomorrow. Let's see, I'm counting on Bank Nifty, this narrow CPR, hoping we can get some good trade tomorrow. As today there was a good 300-point fall, but it was not very easy to capture. There was, let me get the Bank Nifty chart. See, though, if anybody could trade today, it was really beautiful if they could have caught at least a move from here, right, around 250 points, but we were not able to do it. So let's see if tomorrow narrow CPR can give us some good trade. Thank you.